Welcome, students and families. Tonight we are at IDEA, the School for Industrial Design, Engineering, and Art. My name is Kiara Daniels.
And my name is Elijah Baggett.
And so, like I said, we are right here at home at IDEA. I'll let you look a little bit behind us. We are in the Fab Lab right now, which stands for the Fabrication Lab. And as you can see, there are some designs behind us. We have even students are even creating things virtually. We have some cars, and it looks like what might be a boat and potentially a rocket. I don't know. This school is super cool. As we came in, we saw some new laser cutters and the cafe that the students were building before COVID. So some really exciting things we're going to share with you tonight. And it's even more exciting that we are here at IDEA.
Alrighty, for our plan tonight, we have 3 videos from each school, Soda, Sammy, and IDEA. And we have a nice, good ending off video that's in collaboration with our co-directors and staff for tonight. But to get started, our first video is from IDEA, Industrial Design, Engineering, and Arts.
But before we get into the video, let's talk about the 4 pillars that run through each of the schools. And those 4 pillars are community, empathy, thinking, and balance. And you'll really see those things through the curriculum and teaching, and really just the culture at each school. So those are really the 4 things that tie each of them together. So as Alicia said, we're going to start with the first video from IDEA, and then we'll go into the other schools and talk a little bit about some other things at the end and answer questions. All right.
I wanted to come to IDEA, one, because it was new and it kind of fascinated me. I got really excited because it sounded like a lot of things I was interested in, building, getting to do things with your hands, hands-on learning. I had the best 4 years of my life.
One of my favorite classes at IDEA is astronomy. You would think that for astronomy you could just learn about the planets and learn about things like that, but since it's an IDEA-based class, we got to actually walk down to Wapato Park and space the distance between each of the planets, and then we got to build a rocket ship, or what it would be like if we wanted to actually travel to one of those planets, and I think that was a really cool way to look at astronomy.
I think one of the main reasons that I wanted to come to IDEA was because it was this new school that was just opening, and I already knew about Sammy and Soda. So this 3rd edition that had to do with engineering and designing, and that was super appealing to me, and it was something that my mom really encouraged me to do, and it's been a blast these past 4 years of going through this, the experience of high school.
Learning in class here at IDEA is different than a traditional high school because, for one, we're project-based. So everything that we learn is accumulating towards one project.
Some of the projects I did were, aside from computer simulations, I made a lot of things with my hands. For instance, my earrings that I'm wearing, I made those, and it kind of brought out a passion for designing and the whole process of taking something from your mind, putting it on something, and then actually following through and doing it. That doesn't just apply to jewelry or cars, it applies to everything. I will see something and then I will go through and create something.
I feel like IDEA has prepared me for after high school because it's taught me how to do research projects, it's taught me how to use tools, but it's also taught me the value of persistence. It's taught me how to be tenacious, and it's taught me how to be more empathetic with people, and I'm going to use those skills and hopefully go into something communications-wise or like biological engineering. Something like that, as long as it helps people too.
I actually got the opportunity to intern at BCRA. It's a design and architecture and engineering firm in downtown Tacoma. We spent one of our semesters in my junior year just learning everything relating to architecture, relating to engineering, and for me it was really helpful because I'm currently in college studying 3-2 engineering, so that experience I really think kick-started it for me.
I made friends with almost everybody, especially in our class because it was so small. People from all walks of life and in a variety of cultures and communities and from different places. Like I made friends with people from Gig Harbor. I've never met someone from Gig Harbor, and so it was an amazing opportunity to meet somebody from a completely different town who grew up completely differently than me.
The community at IDEA is very diverse. We have a lot of different kinds of people with a lot of different opinions. We all kind of come together in our ingenuity, in our engineering skills, in our drive to make new things. It's very close. We have really cool teachers, and our teachers work with the students. It's a good community. I like it.
I got the opportunity to have a mentor group with Melissa Moffett. It's like having a family in high school, and it's so cool because that family aspect allows us to really talk to one another and to build this relationship over the course of 4 years where you can really go to somebody and ask them for help. You can work with others.
Mentor group is kind of like your school family. My mentor group, we have potlucks, grade check-ins. We keep each other on track academically, but also make sure that we're okay as people.
I feel as if IDEA really did a good job preparing me with what I want to do in the real world. The different experiences that IDEA provided me with anything and everything in relation to engineering, I believe really gave me that upper hand now going to college and studying this, because I know a little bit more what exactly it is that I should expect in college, because again, this isn't your typical high school experience. It's it's more than that. It's a very diverse community with amazing teachers and mentors and adjuncts that come from all different organizations and communities.
I chose to come to IDEA because it was a chance to create something new. I wanted to be part of something that was unique, and I wanted to have the chance to be able to build things with my hands that were also unique.
Alrighty, hope you guys got a great idea of what IDEA might be like. So next up, we have our next video from the Science and Math Institute, which is located at the Point Defiance Zoo.
Yeah, I think that's another really cool one. As I mentioned, we're in the Fab Lab here at IDEA, but at SAMI, you would be located at Point Defiance, where you're going to be doing things that are outside. What is this? Isn't there a boat that maybe people get to go on?
It's a marine biology class where you get to take your class pretty much on a boat.
Yeah, so next year out of COVID times, potentially, I think, we don't know what's happening next year, but you get to really learn science and math in a different way. And when I was in high school, I really loved science and I really loved math too, but it got kind of boring as I got older because I really wanted to do things that were hands-on, and I really enjoy doing experiments. And you don't always get to have the opportunity to do those things. But the SAMI is one of the really cool schools where they are learning. I know that you're outdoors almost all the time,
every day.
Weather permitting and probably weather not permitting. And you're able to do things super hands-on. They're building, right? I think they're building at SAMI. They're building things as well. So.
Right. They're also very intertwined when it comes to just even arts. Even though SAMI is more predominantly about math and science, they even have classes where are able to walk around the zoo and there's an illustration teacher and you're learning to learn how to draw monkeys and paint dolphins and anything you guys see out there in the zoo. So it's really cool, very inclusive.
Yeah. So I know we talked a little bit about the 4 pillars, and you'll get to see in the video how those are also intertwined. And I'm not sure if it's this video or the next one where we introduce some of the things like mentor groups and internships, but all 3 schools have those kind of opportunities, and you'll really get to, I would encourage, if you think you like science and math, even just like a little bit, watch this one, just give this one an extra watch, because you really might be interested in going to the school even if you weren't sure. Maybe you thought you wanted to do art, but science and math might be where you might really want to be.
Right.
Okay, let's start the video.
I chose to come to SAMI because I wanted to go into the medical field once I was in college. SAMI had a great program either in science and math related classes, and they did also internships, which I was really excited to do.
I chose to come to SAMI because I knew that it was going to offer me a lot more opportunities that like a normal high school couldn't. Like the community, you get to know everybody, and I just love it so much.
Classes that I took while I was at SAMI was anatomy and physiology my senior year, which we were able to cut into animals, statistics for math classes, pre-cal, calculus, and I also did an art class, and I was able to draw zoo animals directly when we went into the zoo, which was pretty cool.
I love science and math mainly. It's crazy, like the science classes that you get here and the experience, like we get to go to the zoo and actually like observe animals, or like marine biology, go to the water, and these are experiences that you couldn't get at other high schools.
We went out and studied outside. We went to Owens Beach to do chemistry or marine biology. You get to take classes on a boat in the water. You also get to have art class in the zoo, which I guess not every high school has, and it's just like you're interacting with live animals, and it's pretty cool.
I have a great relationship with every single one of my teachers. They help me, and I know they only want the best for me.
My favorite class was Spanish because I got along really well with the teacher, and like I never left her side ever since my sophomore year. I was always with her in whatever class she taught.
The classes, like they're amazing, like they're out of this world, like the opportunities that we get to have, the fact that we get to like walk throughout the forest and actually observe things, go to the water and like look at the animals. Like we have like a zoology class, and like we have teachers from the zoo, like workers at the zoo, that come to SAMI and teach us about the animals. The fact that we have teachers here, like at our SAMI teachers and then our zoo teachers, we're like just getting like best of both worlds.
Going to school in a park/zoo is pretty awesome because you get to walk from one class to another, and it's like just seeing the nature is like really happy, which brought me so much joy. I'm like, hey, let's go for a walk, and it was like always such a good idea.
We have a class called Next Move. It's an internship class. Before this class, I had no idea what I wanted to be. I didn't know what I was really passionate about, and it has just opened me up to like figuring out what career am I gonna do? Am I gonna love my career? And it just dials it down to like the small details that you're really gonna need.
Right now, I am studying in the University of Puget Sound as a freshman. The classes that I took prepared me to go into the medical field right now because I did mostly chemistry classes and like biology classes, so I really liked them. The Latinx club I started was my senior year, so it's around a year old now, and it's about to bring more cultural to our SAMI school because I know we have a great school community. Teachers are with you. Last year we did a Day of the Dead altar, which was honoring the ones who have passed away. I got so many compliments from teachers because they were like, we were so focused on what we wanted to do.
You'll never find a community like SAMI. Everybody is nice to everybody. There's never any drama. No one here is ever gonna judge you. Everyone here, like, it's a judge-free zone, and I love that so much about SAMI. It's just prepared me so much. I'm in ASB. I'm on the Restorative Justice Council. SAMI has opened me up to like places like for volunteer hours. It's giving me everything I need to get into like the best college that I can.
All right, welcome back. So that was the SAMI video, and we have one more school to get into, and this is by far probably our favorites because we both went here. So the next video we're going to get into is the School of the Arts. But before we get into the video, let's talk about why we went there. Why did you decide to go to SOTA?
Well, I decided to go to SOTA because SOTA's choir class, they came into my class, and they sung beautiful songs, and I knew I just wanted to be just like them. So got in contact with some teachers and principals, and I was asking, like, how do I get the application? How do I apply? I have to be at this school. Eventually applied, got in, and I never regretted that decision to this day. It's brought me so many connections and just great experiences, hands-on experiences, that's really helped me get to where I am now. Next year I'll be attending Berklee College of Music, and I can say that was all about SOTA.
Yes, so I see that you're continuing on. When I came to SOTA, I graduated in 2007, so I think maybe my application was about 2004, and my mom actually attended an info session. Like I'm sure there's many parents out there that are attending, and that is amazing, right? Sometimes students don't know yet what they want to do, or they're not sure about all the things that are going on outside in the world. So like I said, my mom actually attended the info session and had me apply and build my portfolio. You guys don't have to do that anymore. The application is so much simpler. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, I ended up, my mom encouraged me to come, and I was getting kind of bored at regular school. I just wasn't super interested. And it wasn't because I didn't love to learn, because I really did love to learn. I just needed to be doing things hands-on, and I just needed to be engaged in a different way. And I will say that SOTA really changed my life. I came thinking maybe I was going to sing a little bit, but ended up dancing, singing, acting. And what I really ended up doing was getting passionate about my community. And that is where my work is now. So yeah, again, really cool things happening at SOTA. So
For sure.
before we get in, no, I think we can actually just get into the video.
Let's go right in.
All right.
So the first class I ever took, I sat down and I met one of my still closest friends today, Noelle Hume, and she was like, come sit with me. And what really stuck with me throughout that class is like the friends that I made in there, just like from the very first period that I walked in at SOTA.
SOTA creates such like a comfortable environment, whatever you're doing, no matter if you're beginner or if you've been doing it for a while. My first dance class, it showed me a lot. It helped me get comfortable with my body, and I learned from other dancers. The people around you are going to support you and help you no matter what you're doing. And a lot of dancers inspired me. My teacher was really kind and helpful, and I'm really glad that I took that first dance class.
So all throughout middle school, I was writing music and writing songs and all of that, and I've always wanted to learn how to record myself. It just seemed like the right fit immediately when I went in. So I had the plan to become a songwriting audio recording major the second that I got to SOTA, but I also have a lot of friends who came in with like very structured mindset on what they wanted to do once they were there, but then once they got there, they really like discovered a passion in a different field of art, and they switched up their direction too.
I've become a much more confident person since I've came to SOTA, and it's made me more ambitious and driven to do what I want to. I feel like I don't have to take a very standard, route in life, and I feel like I can pursue my passions because of SOTA, and it makes me hopeful for my future. So I've done a lot of post-high planning. We've had like college visit things that you can do at lunch. I just feel like I'm getting a lot of support. I'm pretty confident. I know that SOTA has my back, and if I need anything, I can get support.
All the responsibilities that come along with being in different campuses spread out all throughout downtown Tacoma, it really prepared me for what college was going to be like and the responsibilities that come along with college. And there's still people who are there for you once you come to SOTA, but there's a certain amount of freedom that comes along with being at SOTA, and with that freedom comes this responsibility to like keep up on your work, keep up on your extracurriculars, do all of that stuff, and I think that just comes along with being out in downtown Tacoma. The type of learning that takes place at SOTA is very project-based. Even like in your math classes, it's going to be more project-based. You're going to be doing a lot of projects to show what you're learning. Especially in your art classes, though, you're going to just be doing a lot of projects to further your work into these fields. With that comes a certain amount of expertise that most high schools would not offer to you as a high schooler. It's really college level, post-college level work that you're doing in some of these art classes. My mentor teacher was Champ. He was awesome, and I really cherished the times that I spent with my mentor group. And it's just if you're going into a school and you don't know very many people, having just that set mentor group those people are immediately your family once you come to SOTA. So it's a really good support system to have, for sure.
I love my mentor group. I'm in Cabrera's mentor group. You get connected with people of all ages. So like if you need support like from a junior in your mentor group, you know, you have people older than you who can give you advice and, you know, be there for you. And if they've been in the same situation as you know, you can always come to them. Your mentor group has you and they got your back. So I think mentor group's really fun and it's important. There are just so many inspiring people at SOTA who I've just looked up to so much. You really just have to have a class and boom, you'll make a friend. There's a lot of like friend groups here that are just so welcoming. Like you don't even have to be in their friend group and they'll literally be so friendly to you. And the people I've met have been super nice.
All right, so that was our final school video, and we have one more really cool video to show you, and this is probably the most important video. The other ones are super cool, but this one really goes into some of those deeper questions that parents and families might have about the culture and about some of those things that we talked about earlier. I think this one's going to get into those mentor groups and internships, and we'll talk a little bit about those when we get back.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think we should talk about them now. I want to talk about what I did at my internship.
Okay, well, tell me, what would you do for your internship?
I think I had two internships. I had one internship, and I got to work at this really cool gift wrapping place, and I learned how to do spreadsheets, and I learned how to make these beautiful like gifts, and that's where like I really learned that my gift or my art that I like to do was in design and creating things. This was before IDEA was a thing. So yeah, and I really got to express that, and I got to see how, you know, folks that do art and people that are creative learn how to make money in the world. So that was really cool for me. And then you had a really cool mini term, right?
Yeah, I remember maybe my junior year in high school, we did a cool collaboration with like 3 different teachers. It was a choir teacher and our theater teachers, and we made this huge production by Rent, and it was a 6-night show. We sold, I believe, like over 1,300 tickets. It was sold out each night. It was just amazing. I learned so many different new things about how to do lighting design, how to like manage the stage people behind the scenes, plus the actors. It was a great experience. It taught me a lot about myself. So
yeah, so we just mentioned mini term and we mentioned internships, but the video that you're going to see is going to talk a little bit about those, and then it's also going to talk about mentor groups, but we'll let them talk about that. Right. And then when we get back, we'll talk about how to apply and any more questions that you might have.
Hi, welcome to the information night for the Tacoma School of the Arts, the Science and Math Institute, and the School of Industrial Design, Engineering, and Art. My name is Zach, and I'm one of the co-directors here at our 3 schools. I've actually been with SOTA, Sammy, and IDEA since about 2004 when I started off as an adjunct artist. I worked as an adjunct for 3 years, eventually became a full-time teacher, teaching songwriting and audio recording at SOTA, and after 10 years of falling in love with education at the School of the Arts, I decided to go into administration and helped open our 3rd school, the School of Industrial Design, Engineering, and Art. I'm going to tell you tonight a little bit about what we believe as our 3 schools about education and how your student can get involved with SOTA, Sammy, and IDEA. First of all, our vision is that we believe all students have the right to high-quality educational experiences that develop their unique needs, passions, and interests. We believe that every student has an individual interest and they should make a decision about their own education so that they can pursue their own passions. And our job as teachers, administrators, and staff is to help support them through that educational journey. Our mission is to partner with community organizations and resources to change public education, emphasizing creativity and utilizing a fully inclusive model that educates the whole student through our core values of empathy, community, thinking, and balance. We also believe that to further this idea of students choosing their own passions, they need to be involved in a large community of people who believe the same thing about what they do about school. That's why we're asking students, if they choose to come to SOTA, SAMI, or IDEA, to commit to all 4 years so they're part of a cohort that experiences the entirety of what we offer as our 3 schools. We have 3 schools that we're going to tell you about tonight. Tacoma School of the Arts, which was founded in 2001, is located in downtown Tacoma and focuses on the visual and performing arts. The Science and Math Institute, which is located at Point Defiance Zoo, Park, and Marina, and includes the life and physical sciences. And our 3rd school, the School of Industrial Design, Engineering, and Art, is located in South Tacoma at the Park Avenue building and focuses on design and engineering. To tell you a little bit more about these 3 schools, the co-directors at each of these schools are going to tell you specifically what makes them so exciting.
Hi, I'm Renee Fromling, one of the co-directors here at the Tacoma School of the Arts. Our school was founded in 2001, and we are located in downtown Tacoma. Everything is integrated with the arts. We focus on performing arts and visual arts, and we're located downtown intentionally to partner with our community partnerships. We are located within a 1-mile radius downtown Tacoma. We partner with the museums, our local theaters, Tacoma Arts Live, the University of Washington Tacoma, and all of our classes are taught by instructors, and we have working artists, adjunct artists who teach alongside teachers here at SOTA. In performing arts, our students can go deeper in choir and dance, instrumental music, songwriting, audio recording, and theater, and technical theater. So students will take a variety of classes by instructors in the performing arts and some adjunct artists in the areas of theater and songwriting. Students can major or focus on their passion in visual arts, and we have areas of drawing and painting, illustration, photography, video, graphic design, and printmaking. So we definitely have many classes for students to pursue their passion in the visual arts as well. So also at Tacoma School of the Arts, we have the arts integrated in many of our other classes. So students will be required to take their core classes as well, but we are partnering and teaming and collaborating as a staff to make sure that students' passions in the arts are seen in all of their classes, such as humanities, history and English, math, science, and even in world languages. So students are going to see the arts integrated in all of their classes and curriculum. One thing we're really proud at the Tacoma School of the Arts is that students are doing internships their junior and senior year. We think this is incredibly important for their post-high plan. These internships are located throughout Tacoma. We have students in internships at Tacoma Arts Live, at Tacoma Art Museum, and we think it's really important for students to try out an area that they're interested in before they go off into college to major in it.
Okay, I'm Liz Minks, co-director at SAMI. My job is a really great job. It's a dream job. I get to help us think about our role here in the park and using it as a catalyst for learning, really high quality educational experiences. So whether it's our zoo conservation classes or our fisheries classes or our outdoor ed classes, how are we using the park for learning? And then also doing it through our community. So community, empathy, thinking, balance. Really, we live by those pillars. And so I'm just working with staff to kind of dream big. I get a lot of comments. I wish they had a school like this when I was in high school. And I've heard that for probably since 2006. I started over at Tacoma School of the Arts. What makes us different that might meet different needs of different learners is that, first of all, we're situated in a park. We're along the water. We are in an old growth forest. We're sitting right now in the Environmental Learning Center that's on zoo proper. And so we're doing projects with the community to learn about science and math. And so we just have Spanish because we really focus all of our electives on the science and math. And so that makes it a little bit different. The kind of kid that wants to come here is probably one that's really interested in science and math and a learning community that's a little bit smaller. So we're not a huge high school. We're about 615 kids. And so that makes it different. Project-based learning, we really believe, is the best way to approach learning. It's the most equitable, it's the most engaging. We know that work can't be rigorous unless it's relevant, and so this really makes the learning relevant. And so I think some great examples of projects that we're working on a fisheries project with the Puyallup tribe. There's physical, math, and science pathway and our life sciences pathway. Those are two broad pathways that we have that kids can explore their interests, really come together nicely. The vision is that we have underwater robotics, we have robotics classes, and understanding how we can learn about the environment through robotics, and then the life sciences, of course, of understanding what the fish need, and our core project, the Chinook Orca Recovery Program, is really about creating healthy returns of fish to feed the starving J-pod. Really amazing work, amazing partnerships, and that's an example of a project. Well, I would say Mentor Group is really the spine of our school, and it's not, I think calling it advisory isn't quite do it justice. It's a multi-age group, so there's freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. And so there's near peers that are working together, maybe the older teaching the younger, and they're really little families that are working on specific outcomes over 4 years together with a mentor. And so every teacher is a mentor and every student gets a mentor. So nobody really opts out of this program. It's really great that you are driving your education. And so you're really thinking about your different opportunities. And so every 8th grader really should go through this process in our city. I think it's going to make our city great. There's lots of options in Tacoma. We're really lucky. There's really great high schools. If you're thinking about that you really like arts or you like industrial engineering and arts and design, you've got IDEA or SODA. And if you want to come to SAMI, we're really interested in science and math and the physical sciences and the life sciences. And if you decide that you want to attend one of the other schools, that's fantastic because you're really driving your education.
My name is Kainoa Higgins. I'm one of the co-directors at the School of Industrial Design, Engineering, and Art, also known as IDEA. IDEA is one of Tacoma's choice high schools with an emphasis around industrial design, engineering, and art. We were founded in 2016. We're located in South Tacoma area. And part of what I think makes us really unique and special is that we're working with an incredible professional team of teachers and professionals from industry around engineering and architecture and design and different areas of the professional pathways that our students might have interest in pursuing. And through project-based learning with those teachers and professionals, our students are getting real life learning experiences that will serve them for the years to come in their future careers. So similar to our partner schools, SAMI and SODA, we believe strongly in the place-based learning experience, but being located where we are, we had to get a little extra creative about how that would look. And so as IDEA grew, we worked with some of our community partners to bring that real world and place-based learning experience into the building. Over the years, we've worked with a lot of our community partners to give students access to these real life learning experiences with authentic mentorship in those areas. So part of what has made IDEA really unique and special is that we've been able to have these businesses in the building. So we've had anything from creative design teams to working with a community bike club and business. We've also worked with ANSYS Technologies and worked directly with one of ANSYS's engineers. Our students have had the opportunities to learn in classes from them as well as serve as interns and learn some of those really valuable skills from people who are working directly in those fields that they're interested in. So at IDEA, we are really passionate about project-based learning. We want students to go through design thinking and in terms of how they are approaching a world problem. And it could just be a small problem that they're trying to solve. They're designing a new solution, a new product, implementing a new concept, but they're also thinking about global issues and some of the really large scale problems in our world, and going through that design thinking process of who they're designing for and how they need to approach that, and that influences their projects. And so our staff are working hard to create opportunities for them to design around authentic experiences. And so as they are going through inquiry and thinking critically about how to approach these issues, by the time they get to the end, our goal is that they're developing a real public product that is on display, whether it's maybe just for their peers or within the building. But we also have things like annual design showcases where they're presenting some of their big developments and their big projects and outcomes through on a much more public and school-wide, community-wide scale. So that's pretty cool. So as students come to IDEA, we want to make sure that they're getting an opportunity to develop some foundational skills in two of our major pathways around design and then also in engineering. And so students are taking foundations in both of those areas, and as they start to develop and hone more of their passion and interest, they start to emphasize more maybe one over the other. And so on the engineering side, they're learning how to prepare and plan a project, and then at the same time actually produce it and go through the process of using the appropriate tools and technology to bring their plan into fruition. On the other side of design, we're working with students to think about all the different concepts and structures around design. So how are they thinking about the relationship between texture and color and tones and the different moods of what it means to create products. And so through thinking about that and developing skills in illustration and painting and drawing and all sorts of different approaches to that, they're honing that. They're both creative side, and ultimately they're inextricably interconnected. But we do want to give students the opportunity to think about, are they wanting to be part of the process that is creatively originating the concept and thinking strategically about how it comes together, and the other side and of who's thinking about how to make that really happen. And so that's kind of the relationship between those two pathways that we want every student to kind of think about where their passion really lies. Another opportunity that students have at IDEA is to participate in these internships within our community. And so we have a number of community partners from, again, architecture firms, computer software, programming. We've got all sorts of different creative companies that our students are working with throughout the region to have these experiences. So in their junior and senior year, they're having the opportunity to explore a pathway that they might want to pursue. And in doing so, they get an opportunity to really see what next steps are most critical to being able to achieve that goal. If what they want to achieve involves the college pathway, then we make sure that they're getting mentorship from those individuals that are helping them understand what their journey was, and that might influence and help make the experience of their pursuit that much more successful. And then on the other side, some students might realize that what they're really passionate about doesn't require a 4-year experience, and so we want students to know what that pathway looks like. We're really about the individual and making sure that they're having a unique experience. And so by having these internship experiences, they can really start to say, I really liked what I experienced there. Now I know what is required of me to be able to get to that point myself.
Well, I hope that was informative to tell you a little bit about SOTA, SAMI, and IDEA. I wanted to tell you a little bit about some of our results that we've had over the last 20 years here in Tacoma. Consistently, all 3 of our schools have had graduation rates above 98%, beginning with SOTA back in 2004, all the way until this first graduating class this past spring. 85% of our students go on to higher education, and 40% of our students go on to highly selective universities. In addition, 100%, every single one of our students as juniors take college-level classes through college and the high school at their high school campus. We've received a number of awards, including the OSBI School of Distinction Award, State Board of Education Achievement Awards, and both SAMI and IDEA were named OSPI STEM Lighthouse Schools multiple years in a row. We've had proven success at implementing our Next Move internship program, which we believe is the key to helping a student prepare what they want to do after high school while they're currently a junior or a senior. Every single one of our juniors and seniors takes an internship within a field that they're super passionate about. All of our schools are focused on 4 pillars: community, empathy, thinking, and balance. We also believe in full inclusion for our special ed programs, which means that every single student has access to every single class, no matter what their disability or learning challenge might be. We also believe in multi-grade level classes, so a lot of times 9th graders that are coming in will be mixed with classes of 10th graders or 11th graders that are helping mentor them and explain to them how the school operates and how they can be successful. Each year we start the school with a school retreat. People call it Camp at Soda, Sammy, and Idea, and it's an opportunity for 2 days to have students go and spend time with their mentor group, get to know their peers, and helps relieve some of that tension of the first day of school. The core of our instructional program, as you heard from many of our students, is the mentor group. A student comes in as a freshman and stays with their mentor for all 4 years. That mentor becomes the primary way that students communicate with their teachers and that families communicate with the school. The mentor group operates kind of like a family within the larger context of the school. At all 3 schools, we also believe that every student needs an adult in the building that they have a relationship with that's going to help make sure they get to where they want to go by the time they reach graduation. So we use what's called an RTI model, where a student support team comes around, including a social worker, counselors, the mentors, and the co-directors to help make sure that every student is on track to graduate. We have classes called Strong Start, which help our incoming 9th graders prepare for high school, and Time, which allows students to help in time management, some of those cognitive skills, and help them build a successful strategy for navigating not only what they're learning, but how they're learning.
All right, so that was the final video, and I hope that you all got a chance to learn a little bit about the rest of what Soda, Sammy, and Idea have to bring. But now we're going to get into the exciting part, right? So now that you've seen these super cool videos and everybody's pumped, everybody wants to go to Science and Math Institute and Idea, and Soda, now we're going to talk about how to get in. So if you are interested, you can be a student, family member, parent to do this part of it. You can apply at applytosoda.com, applytosammy.com, or applytoidea.com. If you are interested in 1, you can apply to 1. If you're interested in 2, you can apply to 2 or 3. And you can be a family member or a student doing this application process. But there are 2 parts. So when you go to that website, whichever website you decide, you'll apply. It'll ask you about a few questions, about 5 minutes. And then it will send you a second email, it will send you a first email to your email. If you don't have an email, you have to create one or ask someone to use theirs. And that's when you do the second part of the application. So once you finish the second part, which goes just ask a few more questions that are a bit more detailed about why you want to go to the school that you're applying to, then you'll be done. So there's only 2 parts. Again, you'll apply at applytosoda, Sammy, or idea.com. And then once you get your email, you will apply, you'll finish the application there. And once you have done that second part, then you're done. Okay? Let's see.
They take about 15 to 20 minutes. Super easy. But question, when are the applications due?
Oh, applications are due December 16th. So you'll want to get those in before summer break, spring break.
Winter break.
Before winter break to make sure that they get in. The other thing is if you're planning on going to Soda or thinking about it, you do not have to declare a major to go there. You can want to do any of those arts and go. And you don't have to do a portfolio like you would have had to do in my day. It's the process is super easy. What was any other questions you think are good that people want to know?
I believe that covers everything.
For the parents out there that are wondering if students, we talked a little bit about the different placements and sometimes students going back and forth between campuses. We do provide bus passes, but don't worry, for the 9th graders that are coming in, we do have folks that are in place to help you really go through that process. And so it's a learning process, and that responsibility really makes each student better, I think.
For sure.
It was very quick learning for me. What was the other thing? I think that might be it. Oh, if you're applying to an art school, if you're applying to one of the design or math schools, you still are going to take science and math if you're at the art school, and you will still take art if you're at one of the other schools.
Including there's an opportunity, if you attend Soda, Sammy, or Idea, you're able to travel. So let's say you're at SOTA and you want to take a few extra math classes or science classes, you're able to go to SAMI and take classes. Or IDEA can come to SOTA, or SOTA can go to IDEA. Either way around, you're able to go across each school.
Right.
So you also have those cool opportunities.
Right. So if you have any more questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. We look forward to seeing all those applications December 16th. Have a good night.